Right, but the mic is on, and we are at the 12th race of the IORA Formula One Series season at Road America right now, following along. I believe that's the quantum machine of David Joyner going around the turns as quick as he can, going for yet another quick lap for him. As you can see, going through a forest of sorts, then taking a break all the way up through the final stretch uphill, and that's another lap concluded for that number 28 Quantum Esports machine. We are back again for another stream. When he spins it out right there. No contact with the drivers around him, but that's going to be the end of his lap, and we have currently 6 drivers in the field and 1 pace car, the Formula 3 machine of Jason T. Middleton in that Red Bull design, number 420, on April 20th.
Mercedes, don't sue us. Mercedes, please. No, don't sue us. iRacing, don't play!
Michael Cormettis machine going right out right now. You just saw him fly by as David Joyner is in his pit stall. Let's get the tickers up right now and check the action as we're going through practice at the moment.
Wait.
And you can see the track information on your screen. This is Road America with the IORA Formula One Series. And you can see the partly cloudy skies, the very slight wind at the moment. 55 degrees of relative humidity and 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 2 miles an hour of wind. And the W12 information about the machine these drivers are all using. It is the same car, only difference is tire. And someone was banging on my window there. My apologies. Almost a 4-mile circuit.
I don't think everyone in this race is using the F1 car. I mean, I don't think that F3 car that we're currently looking at right now is, you know, classified as an F1 car. I know it's classified as a Formula 1, but I really don't think it's a Formula 1 car. Alright, well...
Excuse me for just a moment. I will be back shortly. Something's going on outside my house, and I have to take care of it. Andrew Schulte, lead us away as we have a lot of drivers on track.
Yeah, also, I thought I'd mention that David Joyner right here is going to be sponsoring the F1 and the NASCAR series, as the dogs on my background are being annoying. Well, with Quantum Esports, and prizes will be up for next season. And, yeah, $200, I believe, for Cup, and $100 for, I believe, Formula 1 Series. So, if you want to join in on the action, Discord links below. At your chance to win money next season, go ahead. It would be
We're back right now. And, as you can see, we are following along with, I believe this is Michael Cormettis in that red and white machine with a little bit of blue on it, as opposed to James Thurston, who's running it only red and white. The issue has been resolved outside of my house, and I'm going to be focusing on the racing for the remaining time. And as you can see, Clark Nance is saying NASCAR in chat, and Clark, I think this is the first time we've seen you on any of these broadcasts, and we appreciate the support. You can see right now the track map on your screen, and you can see where Michael Cormettis put his number 4 machine on the track, just about halfway through the layout at the moment, coming towards that section, just past the first 2 turns into the third one, and the fastest lap goes to Ethan Stanley by a long way now, as there are only a few minutes remaining in this practice session, 40 minutes in total, but we don't broadcast all of those. The fastest lap is a 131.788 over David Joyner's 132.188 is the form yet again, and this is going to be very good for Ethan Stanley's championship chances.
As you can see, the 420 is now gone. I mean, you can see it on the track map, but that's going to be where your pace car is located.
Right, about that, the 420 does have a lap recorded. It is in the 2-minute 6-second range, but they are not in the same car as these machines at the Formula 3 compared to a Formula 1 car, so it's not going to be considered when it comes to the scoring in this race. We got a lot of drivers in the voice chat so far, including our pace car driver, Milton. Actually, he is not in the general talk at the moment, but he certainly is out and about on the track. We saw him do a few laps before the broadcast begun, as Ethan Stanley is going to get another good lap in, and so is Cormettis and Thornquist now. So that's a change up front. Actually, is that? Do not believe it. Is that Thurston? My apologies there. Honestly, I forgot that Thurston runs the 96 as opposed to the 92. And on our screens, Ethan Stanley takes it again. It's a little bit of a battle right now for the top spot in the standings at the moment. It looks like it's a 3-car joust as Ethan Stanley takes the way so far with a 131.4, but 3 drivers now in the 131 range of the 6 in Formula One machinery.
Also, may I show May I show the 420 doing a couple laps? I have recorded footage of this incident.
Do we have the recorded footage at the moment? Can we just pull it up immediately? Because practice is concluding, and we have a little bit of a battle for the top spot on our hands. Maybe we should focus on that first. But the 420 we did see going out for a few laps, in fact, being the pusher to one of these Formula One machines. We will focus on that in the qualifying gap. As you can see right now, we are going along with, I believe, Ethan Stanley at the moment. And the number 91 machine currently the fastest on the charts. Looks like he might be farming some ERS right now, going for yet another hot lap.
ERS farming strat, 2022. And it was DRS. Whoa. Okay. So
right about that goes right by the DRS section of the track. Now, if he was on his flyer, he might be able to use that.
Except,
of course, in the race, he wouldn't be able to if he was behind a person by more than a second. Alexander, so we're focusing on right now. He's 6th, and I believe not last on the charts anymore. We've had a few joins. Oh, that's a pretty big one right there.
That's what we call Canada Corner. And he's going to... Yes, he is ERS farming. How smart.
And now Dudes Castro Neves has joined the race. And yet another Formula One machine, only one Formula 3 driver, as they are the virtual pace car machine of sorts.
Imagine if it Imagine if it was an F3 car, thinking of it as a multi-class race.
If it was a multi-class race, maybe there will be a chance down these long straightaways. From what we saw, that could be possible. So now we have 7 Formula 1 machines and 1 Formula 3 entry in this event.
Well, that Formula 3 entry is the pace car, so...
Absolutely, yeah. That only means 7 drivers at the moment, but the list is growing.
Can I say a funny story?
Yeah, what's going on?
So... I panicked Kreutz again, but I woke up because I had like 15 alarms set for like the same time, so that's pretty funny.
Absolutely, and look at that, we are following along now with James Thurston, the red and white machine. He is currently 3rd on the charts, right about James Ethan Thurston. And it looks like he might be able to get another lap done, this time by out lap conclude. And now he is on to his hot lap once more. This might be the last one he gets in the session. 38:44 has just passed by on your streams at the moment. I'm watching both the live footage and the stream, and it looks like he just got into an incident. That's it. And I think that's the out lap concluded. Might have just spun it out very slow speeds, as you can see on that onboard view. No way, it's Julio Castro Neves! In the 54, right about that, we have Castro Neves in that machine. Dudes Castro Neves, not Helio Castro Neves. But going around for his debut, we have Herbert Silliman in the voice chat for the IORA Formula One Series as well. Not in the session yet. We will see where that goes. Not sure if he is going to be in the race or not. With all of these other drivers, only one of the guys in the voice chat not to be in the session so far.
Remember, guys, this is Julio Castro Neves, your favorite IndyCar driver.
And look at that, goes a little wider medium compound for his debut practice session. Now watching alongside with the Apex Motorsports machine of Chase Schaefer. Soft compound tires on his Formula One entry.
Speaking of Stanley, he's... Yeah, no, they're... Oh, wait, he opens DRS a little late, goes into the
He
void.
opens it a little. It's not going to be for anything. Practice is over, and now time for qualifying with all these drivers very close in pace to one another, especially that top 3 of Stanley, Cormenis, and Thurston. All drivers competing against each other in the NR Night in America group of racers, and now they're here in the IORA Formula One Series to make something happen.
There's Schaffer.
Now, right about that, we are watching with Chase Schaefer, who is in his machinery. It looks a little different from his usual starters. It's not a purple machine, but it is in fact a white and blue entry with a purple helmet on his AMG Formula One machine. And the wing open right now with a DRS section concluding on to the first of 2 uphill straightaways in this lap.
No, wait. Yeah, that is one. Why
right that I've done this track on Grand Prix Legends on a pretty old simulator, but it is pretty accurate in terms of how this track looks. But it is pretty different when it comes to the things around the track, including that Speedville Bridge which the drivers pass by right there, following their first uphill ascent in the race. And now watching alongside with David Joyner, the number 28 Quantum Esports machine, as qualifying has just passed the first minute mark. 10 minutes for these drivers to make something happen. And Joyner is in 8th gear right now, pushing it a little on this out lap. DRS enabled. He's going to be going even quicker through here. The drag has been reduced. It actually looks like he's not going to be putting on the DRS. Back out again.
Now, hold on. There would be 2 green lights on the steering wheel if DRS was enabled, but there would only be 1 green light if DRS is available. Also, remember the last time we had a night, remember the last time we did an endurance night race and it was kind of boring, and I did that sponsorship thingy?
Yeah.
What if I did that again?
Well, I don't think it would be possible here, given the fact that it's a bright sky. And look at that, David Joyner on his hot lap right now, 8th gear. And now we're going to be sending it into the first down-shifting descent on this racetrack. Briggs and Stratton signed behind the number 28 machine. And he's on the hunt right now for that pole position. Nobody has set a time so far. It doesn't look like anyone's going to be able to before the 3-minute mark. And David Joyner might be the first to do so. Whether or not this is a good lap for him. Going close to the curbs right there. Not using them, though. And back up onto the ascent. Right through the Corvette Bridge. And back out again. And David Joyner, Quantum Esports machine. As you can see on the bottom of your screen, the American driver. And he's trying to make something work at this American track going through the Speedville Bridge right now. Only a few turns remain. And this is a very long, flat-out section for these Formula One cars. So much downforce and so much grip to use to their advantage. And they're going to use it right now, going up to 8th gear right now. It's going to be just about 200 miles an hour at the end of this straightaway. A little bit of a bend there. Now it's going to be hard downshifting, DRS disabled. And going to go back again. You can see the black exterior as opposed to the gravel right there, using a little bit of it. And now to the final turn until the big climb. This is the mountain of sorts. And coming out again, 4th, 5th, 6th, now 7th gear, coming to the stripe. And David Joyner has set his first lap. 1 lap remains for all of these drivers. Let's see if he's the first one on the board. Doesn't show a driver. Yes, it does. David Joyner to the point there. He is fastest in qualifying so far. And James Thurston looks like he has set a lap as well. Whether or not it's been validated, we are not sure. Or perhaps he's out on an out lap once. And that's going to be 132.35 for David Joyner, completing his first of 2 laps. And it's going to be up to all the other drivers to match it or best it. And I think he has 2 tenths of wiggle room. He might be able to get more out of it on this second lap, going a little wider this time by through that section. He might be pushing it a little harder as David Joyner still at the top of the board. 1 of 1 at the moment. Good stuff from the Quantum Esports machine. And the Stanco driver might be wanting to chase him down. His teammate, his ally, still going for the pole for himself. But we're watching at the 28th, the only driver to set a time so far. Going for another quick lap. Chase Schaefer second on the charts. Not going to do it. That is not a purple lap. And it's not going to be able to get the pole. He's still got 1 lap to do it. So he's still got time to make that pole position effort. But it looks like Joyner's got it cleared away so far, unless someone like Ethan Stanley or James Thurston can take it away. Castro Neves clocks a lap. That's going to be significantly slower than the other drivers in the field.
Off track.
Still on his debut. Oh, that might be bad for David Joyner. Might not be counted. Schaefer second by about a tenth. Might be able to do something this time by. But David Joyner has concluded his qualifying run, and right now he is top of the charts. No matter how this lap concludes. It looks like it's going to be an invalidated lap, as Castro Neves is 7 seconds behind. And no, it looks like we got something for David Joyner updating. It says he's in pit exit now. And back to Chase Schaefer. He's got a tenth to do it if he wants to make it up to the top of the charts. He's on the front row so far. Maybe he'll be able to go all the way up to the point.
Look at the sense of speed. Oh my god.
Absolutely flying machines
oh
right
my
now.
God.
They're trying to do something, trying to get to the pole.
Better than F1?
Michigan, trying to make something work in Wisconsin. Only a few turns to go. It looks like he's only going to have 1 turn to go now. Is it going to be an off track? It doesn't look like it is there. And now he just has to manage it perfectly. Looks like the left front without. Oh, and he's over. That's not going to be a quicker lap. Chase Schaefer second at best. That's the run concluded as dudes Castroneves is trying to go for a better lap right now. 139, his best effort so far, trying to get into the 132 range like all the drivers in front of him. Only 3 drivers set a time so far. That is 2 rows of the grid at most. And now we're up to 6 of 10 minutes through this qualifying session. Now I'm going to focus on the driver, the Stanco machine, Ethan Stanley on the number 91 machine. Going around, this might be his first, might be his second, depends on lap invalidations. And is he going to go to the point? It looks like he is to the top of the charts. Ethan Stanley on the number 91 machine. And it looks like he's still got a lap to improve on it. And how about that? It's going to be Stanco Quantum, top of the board on the Apex Motorsports machine. Second row, leading. That's 131.6, far and away the best time by 0.7 of a second so far in this session. And he's keeping us on his toes. Look at that. He's absolutely flying through this entire lap. He's pushing the car to the limit. Might be able to get another victory to add to his title quest this season. Now it's going to be James Thurston second on the charts there at the number 96 machine, going around for a second lap himself. It's over, and that's his qualifying run. Second is the best he can do in the number 96 machine. James Thurston out, and Alex Anderson going for one himself. And that was a 7:09 by Thurston, so close to the pole position. Not going to happen. Ethan Stanley might have a better shot now that his main competition taken out on a really hot run, just a few hundredths off of him. Alex Anderson going around as well. We saw him for a short second, but we are focusing on the current provisional pole sitter in this event. And how about that? It looks like it's going to be another lap set. It's going to be Anderson, the 67 machine, setting it now. Chase Shaver relegated down to 5th. And Anderson now in 4th position.
Oh, there's
Stanley down and around.
No longer a lap. No more laps.
Now Michael Cormetis, it's up to him to get the pole. Jason T. Middleton not going to set a time as he is the pace car driver in the Formula 3 machine in that Red Bull livery. And wow, first laps are going to set the tone for the first row, unless Cormetis can do something about it right now. I think he's on his first lap. No lap shown for him so far, and I don't think it's a lap invalidation given how late he went, trying to feel the car out, DRS enabled, and he's going to go for it this time by getting those tires absolutely heated up, going up to 200 miles an hour right now. Significant braking through this section, and we're not seeing the greatest sectors from him. This is not going to be a pole position lap. It might be good enough for the second row. That is something that we're going to have to anticipate. And he's coming around now. Final turn. Let's see what he can do on his first lap of 2. And we're coming down to the 9-minute range of this qualifying session. And it's not going to be pole position. He's going
it's going to be pole position! What did you say?
Wow, the sectors did not show the purple sectors there, but wow, Michael Cormetis to the top of the board.
Oh my god.
Colors, but wow, doesn't even need a skin lock. And the top 3 drivers didn't need one at all. That's a 1:39.02, fastest lap in the session. Far and away, Michael Cormetis shows them who's boss. And we're going to bring him into the board right now. Well, we saw the top 3 drivers were pushing it quicker and quicker each time. Didn't even need to use your second lap there, Michael Cormetis. And it looks like you're going to be our pole sitter. How you feeling after that tremendous performance?
Honestly, I'm pretty surprised. This is one of my favorite tracks, or one of my better tracks, in these cars. But, starting for pole, I honestly didn't expect this one with guys like Stanley and Joyner in the field and Thurston. Those are some guys that I thought were going to be, competitors for me in qualifying, but 0.7 of a second, that's a really large margin, and hopefully I carry that pace into the race and win the race.
Absolutely, the goal now to carry it into the race, as you said. And it's going to be a challenge. A lot of quick drivers behind you. You think you'll be able to run it away on your Formula One machine, or are you going to let the pack get to you early and play aggressive later?
If I get out to a pretty decent lead, I might as well just try saving tires and hope for the best. And yeah, that's probably the best strategy, in my opinion.
Also, is the interview done?
Well, I think it is. Now we're going to be going to gridding. So, Michael Cormetis, we thank you for your time. Just want to make sure you are ready for the race. And we're going to drag him back in, also, and I believe we do have an announcement to make.
Wait.
Yes.
Look.
And right about that, well, we didn't mention this before, but we did see that Michael Cormetis, I believe that is him on the car. You can see the red, white, and a little bit of blue there. That's Thurston. Well, admittedly, my image quality is not the greatest. You're right about that. That does look like James Thurston on second glance, but you can see that Jason T. Middleton and James Thurston were going at it beforehand. The Formula 3 car pushing the Formula 1 machine. A little bit of multi-class shenanigans before the race started, and now we're going to throw it back to the grid. As you can see, Michael Cormetis is there on the first row, and nobody else is beside him so far. Ethan Stanley is going to be starting in the second position. He's not in voice chat right now. I suppose he'll be back in before the race is over.
Well, here we
We'll
go.
see about that. Looks like the lights are on the top of your screen. We're going to be getting ready for racing now, and I think it's going to be a really exciting event. 5 lights at the top of your screen. That signifies we're go from Road America. And look at that. Ethan Stanley got a terrible start, and it looks like Alex Anderson trying to make a move right now. And James Thurston gets up the second. Michael Cormetis clearing away. He's got a few car length advantage going into the first corner. You can see the gravel trap has been used. And now it's going to be Cormetis, then Thurston, and then Ethan Stanley. The front row of the grid now first and third. And we got someone off of the gravel. And I believe that is Anderson. As you can see, 7th position on the charts. Yes, it is. And Jason T. Middleton has gotten off to a better start in that Formula 1 machine. Actually, not a Formula 1 machine, a Formula 3 machine. As Alex Anderson has spun it twice. This is not good.
Well, that's pretty sad, but wasn't that last week's winner? Yeah, it was.
It was last week's winner. Now in last place, might need a virtual safety car to get back, but there was no damage, so there is no reason you're going to have to wait as Michael Cormetis has extended his lead even further on the pack. Look at that. He's making quick use of these guys, so the mid-pack is closer than it has been in most of these races. Really tight racing so far, and we got to check back on that as Michael Cormetis leads the field by over a second. Ethan Stanley not going to get DRS zone advantage if he wants to. And Alexander Balderas, welcome to the booth.
Yeah, I'm glad I can make it home in time and join you guys for this wonderful broadcast here in the IORA.
The throttle, tearing that down.
Ow! My ears!
That was a little terrible of an introduction by Alexander Balderas, but he is thankful to be here, and I'm hoping he turns down his microphone. Michael Cormetis is going to lead the first lap as Ethan Stanley hot on his heels. Lap 2 of 25 has just started. And Throttle, you were saying?
Just talked with Ethan Stanley. He didn't have a good qualifying, but he's hoping to cash down Cormetis, is what I heard from him.
Absolutely, he got a very good first lap, not able to make use of the second, though. And the top 3 drivers, they were not able to use their second lap. Ethan Stanley and James Thurston both couldn't do it because they wrecked, and we have a virtual safety car out on the field. And Alex Anderson, he's in the pits. Let's check on what happened with him.
Oh, Lord. What did Anderson do this time?
He was last week's winner from the Red Bull ring, and now the Red Bull pace car is out on the field. And oh, no.
Oh, no.
Alex.
Yep, that'll break it.
Yeah, you're right about that. Destroys the suspension on that Formula 1 machine.
Yeah,
Orange and cyan colored. And that's it.
Yeah. If you watch the revs in the steering wheel, if they just bounce and you go nowhere, it's a broken axle.
Absolutely a broken axle on that machine. And that's going to be the end of his competitive chances, short of a fast repair, which these drivers do have. And now the 420 machine of Jason Middleton is catching up to the rest of the field. He's out of your view so far, but he is getting in to the picture, as you can see on the track map right now. And you were talking about Ethan Stanley, so why not we bring in the driver of the number 91 machine right now, second in qualifying, currently second in the race. Ethan Stanley, what can you do to catch Michael Cormetis?
I just had a really bad qualifying. Couldn't make the tires hook up, and car just wanted to spin around on me. So hopefully with more fuel, I should be able to keep the pace up and probably get past him in one of the DRS zones.
Absolutely, we saw you catching up on the front stretch before the virtual safety car went out for Anderson's incident there. See that you can keep that pace up when we go green once more.
Definitely. I think I should be able to keep up. Try to make these mediums last as long as I can, and we'll see how the strategy plays out with the cautions.
Absolutely, perhaps we will have a few more cautions in the future, but your goal is not to get in them. Of course, we have a fast repair, but you're hoping this time by we're not going to be able to use them. We saw you use them at, I believe, Silverstone, and that was a little bit of a messy race for all these drivers, so the goal is to stay clean, correct?
Yeah, I don't really want to have another event like Silverstone where I got to push just because I end up crashing out.
Absolutely going for a clean race, trying to fight for the victory. Ethan Stanley's second position so far. We thank you for your time.
Yep, thank you.
Dragging back into the race room right now. You can see Jason Middleton's going to lead the field, I believe, for one more lap. And then we're going to go green flag racing again. That Formula 3 machine with the Red Bull livery is controlling the field on April 20th in the 420 machine.
Yeah, I had to double take there for a second. I was like, why do I see a Red Bull livery among the F1 cars? And for those viewers at home, you didn't know, you cannot have custom paint schemes on the Mercedes. You can only do whatever iRacing lets you in the paint shop, and that's not much, if anything. So I did. I had a posturous look on my face when I saw an F3 Red Bull leading the field. I won't lie to you guys.
Absolutely, the only F1 cars on the circuit that are allowed to have custom paint schemes are the McLaren machines from, I believe, 2016 is the Williams FW31 is not allowed to after a recent update which involved that Williams machine which was put on the service in 2011 and the recent Formula One edition with this is, I believe, the W12 as opposed to the FW machine of the Williams FW31, and both of them not allowed to due to licensing issues with the Frank Williams racing team and the Mercedes AMG F1 machinery that is powered by, of course, Mercedes in the Formula One Series in real life. So very limited options, but these drivers do make an identity out of it. As we can see, drivers identified by their paint schemes, including Ethan Stanley in the very dark machinery, black and orange, while Alex Anderson, for example, who's a lap down right now, has a very bright paint scheme, the orange and cyan machine. Only a few, very few options on how those cars can look, though, when it comes to design.
And funny you mentioned Alex Anderson. I think the man who caused this IRA caution, we'd like to see what happened with him. Alex Anderson, welcome to the IRA broadcasting booth. I heard from Ethan Stanley that the setup could use a bit more downforce in the rear, just couldn't get those tires to work up. What happened to you that caused this IRA safety car?
I kind of just passed away, I guess. I mean, it went straight off in turn 1 because it just didn't turn, unlike everybody else for some reason. And then just going into turn 2, I hit the brakes for it, and the car just said no and died. Then going into turn 3, we were fine. Turn 4, going under the Corvette bridge, we were fine. Then through that little kink, it just said nah. It just and it just spun around on me. Nothing I could do there. Pretty unfortunate we had to use the fastie this early. But hopefully we can get some green flag laps in and get this done in a pretty decent amount of time.
Right, you are. So, do you think you have the pace to catch back up with everybody?
Well, the normal rule. Well, we're gonna wait to go green until everybody's caught up because that's just the normal rule here. I'd say I have a decent amount of pace to catch up to a few people. Maybe not pass for the lead, but I'd say top 5 is definitely possible for us over here.
That's lovely to hear after your incident earlier there. We thank you for your time in the booth. Now, the voice you just heard in the booth was Alex Anderson, the person who brought out this IORA caution. The F3 car leading the field. He will be able to catch back up with the rest of the pack. And as soon as he does that, they will go green as soon as he catches up with the field.
Absolutely. I think he's going to be able to catch up this time by, as he is very close to the drivers just in front of him. That's the first time you interviewed Alex Anderson since the Pro 4 event, and I believe that was at Eldora. A little bit of a madhouse there, and especially following that interview. But it looks like he's in better spirits now following his victory last week in the Red Bull Ring, so it doesn't look like there's much of an issue between you two.
All right,
well, yeah, don't remind me of the Pro 4 race. Good God.
Don't remind me either. All right, I'd like to admit something.
Yeah.
I'm currently eating a full course meal from McDonald's right now. I know it's not the most professional thing to do, but McDonald's is McDonald's. You know, food is food, man.
Yeah, food is food. As you can see, that the Red Bull machine, that is a drink, not a food, leading the field right now. And it looks like Alex Anderson is just a half straightaway away from the rest of the field. And it looks like we're going to be going racing this time by lap 425. It's going to go to 5 very, very soon.
Yeah, you know, us broadcasters are just human after all. We need to eat. Yeah. So, you know. And, you know, it's hard, especially in NASCAR. Bubba Wallace has that, that McDonald's paint scheme. That makes you hungry.
Absolutely. And Noah Gragson running the I believe it's the Wendy's machine for Beard Motorsport. That is a really nice machine, and I am pretty partial to that team. I really do hope they get the victory at Talladega, but that is not Formula One, as the Formula One machines are getting ready to go racing. It's going to be Cormetis, then Stanley, then Thurston, then Castro Neves, then Schaefer Joyner, and finally Alex Anderson. 7 cars in the lead lap, and 7 cars have shown up tonight. In Wisconsin, we're doing battle again. In Road America, we are green once more, led by Michael Cormetis.
Are we not going to talk about the Family Fun Zone and next to Road America?
Absolutely, the Family Fun. So next to Road America right now, focusing on the racing, we see a little bit of shuffling down to the backpack. And now Anderson's already made quick use of 2 drivers. He's up to 5th position after a pretty good restart from him. And now Castro Neves, the next driver, just in front of that 67 machine. It looks like Thurston's going to make a move on Ethan Stanley. This is for the championship as Cormetis is running away once more.
Now,
Fantastic race. Cormetis really has a shot to win this. I think if he can hold his position out in front and extend the gap. Oh, Thurston spins!
And he's around, and looks like no damage, but wow. Back to the back of the field, and it looks like he might have saved it. And Anderson
gets loose. Now, if that wasn't a Fox Broadcasting moment right there.
How about that, from spin to spin? But now it's Cormetis and Stanley doing battle once more, and they have not faced any contact, and it looks like Joyner.
Oh my God!
What
is happening? What is happening?
Pass in the grass.
Pass in the grass. You're right about that, and Ethan Stanley, the new leader, and everyone's wrecking right now. David Joyner up to 2nd, and Castro Neves has fallen back as well. He is now in the 7th position in that 34 machine. Almost 5 cars have spun so far.
Oh my God.
And it looks like there's more to come. Look at that. That's Schaefer in the gravel. Oh no, everyone's hitting each other now.
Now, I got a quick question. After
David Joyner forced outside there. A little bit of dirty drive, and it looks like from all these competitors, that's going to put the driver just in front of him, which is Cormetis, back into 2nd. How about that?
Now, I got a question. Which root beer is better, Mug or A&W?
Mug, everyone knows that. And we're going to continue focusing on the racing. And look at that. It looks like Cormetis now going to be shooting right through the rest of the field. Alex Anderson going for 3rd right now. These drivers are shuffling. Castro Neves in the pits right now. We're going to have to see what happened and see if it brings out a caution. Doesn't look like it is going to. That might have been just a retirement from the 34 machine. And that was a really chaotic lap there. But everyone's sorting it out right now. Lap 6 of 25.
Now,
you know, that's interesting that the top 2 just both spin. I wonder what happened to them both.
Also, DRS seems to be open, and
we're checking on Castro Neves right now. Oh, pops it up himself. Actually, that's not Castro Neves. We're checking on James Thurston.
Yeah, it's James Thurston.
And wow, it looks like we're gonna see Castro Neves back out on track, pit exit, and nothing going on at the moment.
But as Schulte said, DRS is open because the IRA safety car does not follow the iRacing pace car rules, and which would mean after 3 laps of green flag racing, then the DRS is activated. But because this isn't an IRA caution, you don't have it. And as Joyner makes the move, and he goes off the track. He breaks his tire.
Joyner just destroyed himself. We're going to have a virtual safety car. Jason Middleton surely going to have to get back onto the track now. And you can see the drivers are slowing down. Ever so slightly, you can see Middleton back on to the racing surface. Anderson slides around again. Everyone's slipping around. We got to get an interview for these guys because, wow, everyone's going everywhere.
Now, if that isn't the worst version of a commentator's curse I've ever seen, me talking about a caution brings out a caution.
Oh, and no way to avoid it. Just keeps turning the wheel. It's not going to do anything for those hard compound Pirellis. And that is all she wrote for the number 28 machine. Pretty good effort in qualifying, all for naught right now, as he's wrecked once more.
Yeah, if he doesn't have a fast repair, that's too much damage we're doing already. If you break the wheel off the suspension, if you don't have a fastie, you're killed. So if Joyner has a fast repair, he'll be fine. But here's what happened to Anderson. He just
went off, but he got really lucky with the timing on that caution. He says the car's been awful slippery. He might have to go to the softer, or actually the harder compounds, including the medium and the hards, because these softs have not been doing him any justice as a driver.
Yeah, and he got really lucky with how that car did not hit that dang wall. He would have been killed.
Absolutely, and it looks like Schaefer now in last position. Castro Neves back on the lead lap. He is in 5th. So it's going to be Stanley, then Cormenis, and then Anderson and Thurston. And finally, Castro Neves on the lead lap, then Joyner and Schaefer. And how about we bring the number 28 machine into the booth? Looks like he had a little bit of an incident there, sending it in on your competitors right there. David Joyner, walk us through what happened.
I had DRS on Alex there, and I just did a full send on him. Thought I could get as much brake as I needed, but it turns out I didn't. But now I know what I need to do in Canada corner to get a pass done.
That's fantastic to hear.
Yeah, and everyone's been slipping and sliding around on this setup today. You think you'll be able to get back there competitively and go again for a podium or even a win?
Yeah, I have a little strategy with the hard tires. Hopefully that can work out with the 120-degree track temp, which is ridiculous. But
Oh my God.
Still got a long race to go, but
Whoa.
Absolutely still a long way to
Whoa.
go.
Okay.
What's going on?
Cormenis' rear wing disappeared for a couple seconds.
Right, it looks like it was an issue on iRacing's behalf,
Yeah.
but certainly you don't want to see your rear wing disappear once more, David Joyner, as you're going to go for a good position. We thank you for your time.
thank you.
Jaffer is also out of the race, so.
Absolutely, it looks like that's going to be an early retirement, not in the voice chats at all. So it's not going to be a great day for the driver who was so competitive in the IndyCar race earlier this week. On Saturday, all the drivers pitting right now as Jason T. Middleton is going to be the only driver remaining on the track. As it looks like Castro Neves is actually going to be the lead. That's going to be due to Castro Neves and a number 34 to the point right now. And that is a new leader on
general talk.
new driver's debut race.
Also,
right
man,
it looks like Throttle has returned.
I chugged an entire root beer during that interview.
How about that? And it looks like we have some questions in the chat. Is Castro Neves Demos? That is not the case, and Ethan Stanley has answered that as well. That is a new driver to the IORA Formula One Series, and we welcome him to this series. We've had a lot of new debuting drivers, as Watkins Glen featured 2, and now we have yet another 7 drivers in this event. 1 out right now of the event.
Yeah, I just had a conversation with the drivers and the league owner, Alex Anderson. He says he put the air temp to 73. No idea why the track temp is at 120. And if you didn't know, a scalding track temp, which means the hotter the track temp, the slidier your race car will be, as overheating the tires makes everything slidier.
Absolutely going to be worse for all of these tires. And surprising, that's just about a 50-degree difference in temperature. So that looks like a critical issue on the behalf of iRacing, or on behalf of the league owners. But I'm thinking it is more on the side of iRacing. That might be some weather deviation in the setup.
So, but now that comes into mind with Joyner's strategy with running the hard compound tire, notoriously hard for heating up. I wonder that's why he chose it, because if the hard tire is so notoriously hard to warm up and the track temps are so high, could it keep it in that perfect sweet spot and you could be quick?
Now you're right about that. That might be the reason some of these drivers are on medium compound tires. So it could be a mix of both. As you can see, the top 2 drivers right now, Castro Neves and Stanley, both on those medium compounds. But we'll see whether or not the hards or the mediums win out, as Alex Anderson has struggled on the soft so far, and especially warm track for an especially intense race. Very quick speeds with these Formula One machines. I think we're going to be going green this time by lap 8, turning to lap 9. Led by the number 34 machine of Castro Neves, the field bouncing up into one another, squeezing into a very short distance. And we're green flag again from Wisconsin now, led by the 34 Castro Neves.
Not Helio Castro Neves, by the way. And also, I have a Devault fan. It's finally working. It didn't work this morning, but it's now working. So, if I'm ever driving, I get to use it, and it blows like air into me. So, like, if I'm ever hot enough, boom. Anyways, moving on. They're entering turn 3, I believe. No, wait, turn 3.
Right about that, entering the second turn. Actually, turn 3 is coming up shortly. As you can see, Castro Neves holding his own as the leader. Clean air, the difference. Perhaps Ethan Stanley able to make nothing of him so far, even with DRS enabled. Look at that going to the inside of the 34 machine, side by side. Yes, and Castro Neves is going to brake a little late. Going to let 2 cars, now almost 3 cars by.
There goes Stanley and Castro Neves.
There goes Stanley. Ethan Stanley going hard into the wall.
Neves killed Stanley.
Castro Neves collected in that incident.
Oh, we're getting an instant. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was a late braking incident. involving Ethan Stanley and Dudes Castro Neves, and neither of them come out of it in a really good-looking car. Looks like a lot of damage to both machines. The front wing of Castro Neves destroyed, and the rear of Ethan Stanley's is as well.
Oh,
Yeah, you
It's going to be
can see-
detrimental.
that's a Braxton Whitaker moment.
Yeah, just you can see there, just Stanley makes the pass, and he's completely clear of him, but just gets on the brakes way too late, goes into the back of Ethan Stanley. Lucky that James Thurston did not get clipped, but I think that's Castro race completely over.
Now,
Absolutely. Second incident this race, and that is another retirement for this event. Ethan Stanley in a little bit of trouble. Going to have to tow in. It looks like, actually, we have Anderson in the pits as well. He might have been caught up.
wait, is
So,
this crash going to impact the fishing season?
We got to take a look at how the 67 was involved, because he's on the pits as well.
Oh.
This is not
That's
good.
it.
Oh, he got involved in
no.
a separate incident.
Oh,
And yes.
wait. So as soon as we cut away for the wreck, let's see what happened with Alex Anderson. There's your leader, I believe. There's Thurston.
There's going to be a second retirement. He already used his fast repair.
There
And
goes
you can
Anderson.
see that Thurston on the outside. Soft compound versus hard compound. And Anderson gets cleared. Going to go to the inside. Tries to make a switch over move. And is he going to dive in? We will see. Yes, he does.
Sends it
And-
in on the brakes, but
They are
you know.
contact free to this point, and Anderson starts turning in just a little late and gets on the power.
Gets in
And
the
that's
power
the
too early. There he goes. Drops the rear end, spins around, and collects the tires. That's as sad as it is to say. That's a driver fault, and completely breaks the steering on the right front. Now, I don't believe, however, look, as you can see, both rear tires are working, so he didn't break an axle. He broke a steering rod, no doubt, but I don't believe that's his race over. It might be, however. Just
either
depends
way.
on
It's a
the
steering
car.
rod. He's
Wheel
going to go
isn't off.
multiple
Wheel
laps
isn't off.
down with no
Wait.
fast repair. I think
Wheel
it's
is
over.
not off. Wheel is not off. If like the wheel was off, the suspension would be broken. The wheel is not off, which is the tire he hit. It's not off. Like, it isn't disappeared off the car. It's perfect. He's going to be fine. He may be out of the car, but I'm pretty sure he's just watching the race at this point.
Probably watching the replay and going to get back into it when he can. And that's going to be double retirement effectively for Castro Neves and Anderson. How about we bring in Ethan Stanley, who's going to have to wait just a little bit for his car to get back into perfect condition. Ethan Stanley, what happened there?
I mean, you saw it. I had a late dive and got past him coming in after that straight, and he just ended up braking too late and smashed to the back of me.
Yeah, completely killed his race. I believe that's the second incident with Castro Neves, and I believe he'd already taken his fast repair, so I believe he's off the track at the moment.
Right about that, it is the second retirement of the race. But for Ethan Stanley, you still have one fast repair, and it looks like you're going to be able to get back onto the track.
Yeah, I'm hopping back onto the track. Hopefully, I can make it back by the end of the lap.
I'm sure they won't they won't go green, as a matter of fact, until everybody has caught up. So you will be fine.
All right.
Absolutely looking to get back into the field again. When you do, are you going to be aggressive and try to make moves like that once more, given that you know most of these guys more than you do the debutant of Castro Neves?
I mean, yeah, I don't think anybody's going to really be too aggressive when they're not going to really fight back too aggressive when I try to make a move on them. I just have the pace. I know I can get past them. Castro Neves is back on track, by the way.
Oh.
How about that? Already pitted before. It looked like an incident, but we might have misjudged the situation. Back on track, you're right about that. He is in the 5th position as it stands. So that is a little bit of difference compared to what I thought. But you are on track as well, and we hope to see you back again in the front. Ethan Stanley, number 91 machine, we thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic interview. That voice you just heard was Ethan Stanley, the number 91 machine. The
Actually, I
black.
dragged him into the wrong position when it comes to the Discord rooms. He's in race room 1. My apologies there. So we're going to keep him where he was beforehand. The only driver to actually not be in the same room as most of these drivers.
You know, as a driver, you have to concentrate and not saying anything to the guys, but if they're being loud, you want to have a cool head, a calm, collected race. So I would say it's up to the driver mainly. I like to have people talking in my ear, but it just depends on person to person if they want quiet or if they're chill with people talking in their ear.
Absolutely, and dudes, Castro Neves saying my steering wheel came off my desk, and that might have been for the first incident. I believe that is a pretty old chat, but we appreciate the feedback, though, from that 34 machine. And Torque 1007 says, Dorado, do you like Mug A&W or Barks?
I like mug, but as a matter of fact, I've never had root beer.
How about that?
L. A&W is actually pretty good, and not gonna lie.
And you can see, I think we have one more lap of pacing as Castro Neves and Ethan Stanley are going to try to get up to the remainder of the field. Now, I'm not sure if Ottercat is Jason Middleton, and I don't believe he is, but that is the only driver not in the voice chat. If that is not Jason T. Middleton, we're going to try to find out what is going on there.
Ottercat?
And no, Middleton is not in the voice chat.
That's not Middleton. That's one of the Fanta guys.
Oh, how about that?
And as a matter of fact, as we had 2 wrecks at caution, I believe we shall get in our other participant. Alex Anderson, welcome back to the IRA broadcasting booth. So you made the move, just get on the gas too early? Explain to us what happened in the wreck.
Oh, dude.
You sound like you're dead.
Well, that's how I feel right now, man. I'm pretty pissed off that I went ahead and did that, but went to break to the try and get to the inside of Thurston as we were trying to as I was trying to call out the safety car because the wreck was Stanley and Castro Neves. But either I got on the gas too early or I went to the track wrong or something. Hell, I don't know, but just zipped right around on me. I would have been fine, but bent the right front axle, and we were out of the race. So pretty unfortunate for us coming off high after a win next week. But you know, we're just gonna keep the heads high and hopefully get a big head of steam going in Dakota.
Right, you are. Thank you for your time in the broadcasting booth. Sad that happened to you, but do you think you can strike back big next week?
I'm gonna hope so, man. You can never really tell with the way these races always go. So, yeah, Coda next week, and then we had to Sebring the week after that. Coda not so familiar with, but Sebring I do know that track pretty decently. So, gonna hope I can get something done somewhere, but only time will tell.
Right, you are. Only time will tell. We thank you for your time in the booth. We'll move him back inside. And as the field bunches up, I believe it will be green this time by as we are heading into Sector 3.
Absolutely. We are heading into the final sector of the racetrack, and Middleton is going to be leaving these drivers shortly. Now, most of these drivers are actually going to be hopping into the NR Night in America test shortly, so I'm not sure how long they're going to try to hold out their patience. It might be thinning, and that might be the reason for all the intensity we've been seeing so far.
Right, you are. As we head into the final corner, you can see the F3 car. The lead driver backs up the pack so that the safety car has a chance to pull into pit road. But we will be green this time by everybody warming up their tires. It is decided on the leader. They usually do have a countdown. And I believe, so coming up to the top of the hill, we are green once more here in Road Atlanta. Road America.
Atlanta, well, that is in America, but we are actually at Road America as Michael Cormez is going to lead the way with David Joyner in second, then James Thurston in third. And look at that, another rocket launch for the number 4 machine.
Yeah, I always knew that Cormenis had the pace to win this race. Been involved in a few incidents, but look at that gap he just pulled. I know he had a rocket start, but clearly there's something going on. He has the pace to win this race.
Right, that and Torski was someone else who chugged the root beer. That was not Throttle, that was Andrew Schulte running the graphics in this setup right now. Look at that, Michael Cormetis. Major gap side by side there. It's going to be Ethan Stanley and David Joyner. Let's hope they don't wreck this time by as the mid-pack is getting intense. And it looks like everyone's going to make it out this time by Castro Neves rearing the field in 5th position.
Yes, fantastic. Yes, a fantastic race so far for Cormetis. I don't want to put the broadcaster curse on him, but he is just so far. As he gets loose, it pulls away. Even with that snap of oversteer, he is still.
James Thurston has gotten into a little bit of an incident. He fell back multiple positions. We got to check back on that. Look at that. It looks like he's in the pits, actually. Or is he? Is that him at the back of the pack? No. We got to check back. Instant replay for that number 96 machine. Jason Middleton out on track again.
There's this car. It's
Uh,
wrecked. It's just wrecked. There's. Oh, just lost
And
it.
look at oh, just loses himself.
Oh no. Yeah, both. His entire right side is just gone.
yeah.
Look.
Absolutely. And now this, I believe, his first incident in the event so far, so we're gonna bring him in. Number 96 machine looked really good throughout this whole race until that moment right there. James Thurston, walk us through what just happened.
Correct's literally lava. That's why it happened.
The floor is lava.
Absolutely. It looks like the floor is actually really warm with its track temperature. Is that impacting what happened there?
Yes. You can't even go full throttle. You should be able to go full throttle and you can't. If you do, tires just slip and you go on the wall.
We heard it right there, ladies and gentlemen. There is the person that was just involved with that incident, James Thurston. We appreciate your time in the booth. We'll move you back in there with all the guys. But as I said before, with the 120-degree track temperatures, that is absurdly high, way more than usual, even though our league owner, Alex Anderson, set the air temp to 73. Could that be an issue with the time of day? Possibly.
Absolutely, might be an issue regarding the weather that was chosen. I mean, 120 degrees, that sounds unreasonable unless you're doing incredibly extreme tests on a car. So we're not really sure why that would be chosen. As we can see in the iRacing board of information on the UI, partly cloudy afternoon at 2:25 p.m. and track usage carried over, but really nothing to state about the weather. So I would find it surprising that such a warm track temperature was chosen out of the blue, and all these drivers seem to be struggling.
Yeah, just all these drivers, particularly with the setup as well, not being super downforce heavy in the rear on top of the blazing track temperatures, not a good combination, you know. As a fun fact, the only ever F1 car to understeer and oversteer was the 2014 Ferrari.
F14T, that is a very popular thing to say on Twitter. It looks like all the field is going to be pitting right now as we wait for the return of James Thurston to the lead lap. It looks like Jason Middleton not going to slow down and not going to wait for the drivers who have to get back to him after this pit cycle.
Now, may I mention something?
Yes?
Do you want to know why I like to call the F14T a Fiat?
Why?
Type it out.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
If you type it out, you get Fiat.
F114 does look like a Fiat, or the word Fiat, when it comes to saying it and typing it. You can see the resemblance if you did it yourself in all capitals, especially, I think. And Torsk 1007 actually asking you, Schulte, what is your favorite root beer brand?
A&W.
But that pretty quick and pretty clear answer right there. Gourmet still in the lead, so we're going to bring him in right now. Looks like it's been a really good race for you in that 4 machine right now, Michael Cormetis. How do you think you'll be able to manage the remainder of this event?
Honestly, considering I had a spin in the carousel, because the rear tires got too hot, I think I made a pretty good comeback. I feel like, I have the best car in the field. Or not the best car in the field, but a really good car. Definitely pretty good on the short runs, maybe in the long runs. We haven't really had a long run yet, so I don't really have an answer for that. But other than that, yeah, I feel good about my chances.
Yeah,
That's great to hear for you. And Throttle, you can continue.
Yeah. After every restart, we saw you gap the field and only extend that gap. Do you believe you have the pace to win this race?
If I don't have any controversy or if I don't choke the race, then yes, I will. Hopefully.
Hopefully, that's great to hear for you. The number 4 car leading this race. Thank you, Michael Cormenis. We'll be back in there with all the gentlemen. But that was the voice you just heard in the booth. Your current leader, Michael Cormenis, in the 4 machine. Very good short run car. Like, very, very good. Off the restarts, he's flying. And he just continues to extend the gap. If we keep having cautions like this and he doesn't pit, because I believe he's already pitted, so you're not obligated to change tires, however. So if you wanted to, you could go all the way. There are no mandatory stops, so I believe he could just stay out and win the race.
Absolutely right about that. He has been leading for the drop of the green, and now for the past few laps, not the entire race, but the past few laps indeed, and it looks like we have 4 concurrent viewers on stream so far and 6 likes on it, and we appreciate the support thoroughly. And that is great to see for this channel. A lot of new subscribers, especially from a lot of new drivers as well. We've seen the debuts of a lot of drivers who have watched these streams, including Hector Colazo, who was there at Watkins Glen, and now Dudes Castro Neves, who was in this race. It looks like that might be a little early out. Actually, no, he is back on the track in 4th position following a few incidents, but he's still there looking for a podium. That is my mistake there, as we have only 2 retirements of Chase Schaefer and effectively Alex Anderson.
Yeah, I believe Alex Anderson now has taken up the role as the.
It's going to be green flag right now with Michael Cormenes and Ethan Stanley leading the way. My apologies there for not grabbing as Jason Middleton goes into the pits once more. And we are off again. It looks like Ethan Stanley got a really good start.
Apologies there for not calling out the green as soon as it happened, but Ethan Stanley much closer to Michael Cormenes on this restart, not pulling as much as a gap as I thought he would. You know, could it be the commentator's curse strikes again?
Right about that, the commentator's curse indeed has been a thing we have seen, and really good stuff from Cormenes so far, as Ethan Stanley trying to make a lunge there. No contact though.
A little walk-up right there from Cormenes. It seems with 10 laps to go, the pressure might be getting them because, you know, Stanley's a fast guy, but I think these top 3 are the fastest road racers, maybe with the exception of Anderson, but...
Absolutely, Anderson not in the top 3 at the moment, though.
Oh,
and
there goes.
We got
Castro Neves.
And Middleton not moving yet. We will see if he does.
Oh, he's out. He's out.
So far, that's a retirement for Castro Neves.
He is out. Look at that car. There goes both of his tires.
But Middleton is out regardless, which kind of seems redundant. We won't see another driver back in for quite a while, I do not think.
That was quite funny when I just saw Middleton pass through the 34.
And now the driver's slowing
Anderson's car's all
down.
fixed up, but I don't think he's gonna compete again. Let's go check what happened
so.
check what happened to this machine. So 7th gear entering. I don't know what corner this is. Down in the, I believe. No. Oh,
that's the same corner he had the incident with Ethan Stanley with.
No, that was after the Corvette bridge. That was after the Corvette bridge.
I don't think so. That looks like the exact same one. Gravel trap and all.
Want me to go back?
Same impact. Oh, no.
I can go back right now.
How about that?
Right here.
And now we are getting
the Corvette bridge.
back.
It's not the exact same corner. It's not the exact same corner.
Oh, no, it wasn't the same corner, but the gravel traps were there as well. Another incident for
it's the corner where Anderson wrecked. It's the corner where Anderson got back on the throttle and just died.
Absolutely, and that's another retirement for this race. The number 34 machine down and out. We may as well bring the number 34 into the booth. A debut that was going so well until just now. What happened there?
Hello.
You join us in the IORA broadcasting booth. Mr. Castro Neves, explain what happened there. Your debut going so well, offered to go down the drain.
This always happens to me, so I always get focused on the car ahead. I stop focusing on my line, and I try to catch up with the pace. It didn't work out, and I broke a little too late, and I hit the barrier.
That's fair. I mean, it's some mistakes sometimes some of us make. Probably me.
Yeah.
Right about that, and the incredibly warm temperatures on the racetrack. Do you think that affected you at all?
To be honest, I didn't feel any difference driving. Like, this felt like a normal track.
So that's
literally like a normal track.
Speaking of which, let's go take a check at your weather. Quick. That's a lot
Absolutely.
of information, but still 100
Yes.
Well, Castro Neves, do you think we'll see you back again in a future starts in this series?
I think he said Indy.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Laguna Seca this weekend. I've already been practicing that track for sure.
Well, that is great to hear. Dudes, Castro Neves, debutant in this race, and we thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, well, we're going back.
A little bit of chatter there in the background.
Yeah, now as we go green, a 4-car race up in front. They're going to lead the field. Green once more. here at Road America. Got it right this time as we head down to turn 1.
Right about that. Really good start again from Cormetis. Ethan Stanley getting better and better each time by. We might see a battle for the lead if drivers continue this action and hopefully don't wreck once more.
Yeah, and we have about, let's see, I think we have about 8 laps to go, maybe 7. I don't know, but we're somewhere around that range right now. We're pretty close to getting to 5 laps to go.
We're that very close at the moment, lap 18 of 25, and these drivers are closer than ever before, especially since it is fewer drivers. And look at that, the battle for the lead getting closer and closer. Ethan Stanley trying to chase down Michael Cormetis, and Cormetis had almost spun beforehand under the pressure of the number 91 machine. Let's hope he doesn't do it again and we get a fair run to the checkered. He's in the DRS zone for sure. He is not even a half second behind the number 4 car.
Yeah, Cormetis still out there in the lead. I believe he may be able to hold on to it, but Stanley is a notorious guy to have behind you. He will hunt you down to the very end. He'll race you hard just the same if it's lap 1 or the last lap. A fierce competitor to have behind him, and I wonder if he might crack to the pressure.
Right about that, very close right there, but the DRS zone not getting him into arm's reach of Cormetis. Another lap ticking by. And through the front stretch again, Michael Cormetis blinking and all, leading the way. His rear wing fell off on our ends, but it's back once more. Lap 19 of 25, we are getting down to crunch time.
Yes, and your leader is still Michael Cormetis over Ethan Stanley. The gap has closed quite significantly, as you can see, the viewers at home. I believe Ethan Stanley might be faster, but we'll just have to see what happens here.
Right, but that's one thing to be clear, but it's one other thing to overtake. So let's see what you can do. How about we go on board with that number 91 machine and see how it is from the perspective of the chasing driver.
I'm sleeping right now, man.
And absolutely look at that. You can see how close that number 91 machine is to the number 4 machine. They are very, very close to one another.
It's extremely, extremely close. Ethan Stanley just forever closing that gap. It's going to be a good battle to the line, a good run to the line. I think it's going to be amazing.
It really will be. These two have been close to one another. Very clean racing. And now into the DRS zone once more. Let's see what Stanley can do. Look at how close he is. He's getting very, very close. We're not going to be able to make the lunge this time by. He's just about a 1/10 away from the guy he is chasing on those medium compound Pirellis.
Where's Cormetis going? I think that's called the void.
Yeah,
Look at that. He blinks once, blinks twice. He's back on track again. We're going for 20 of 25. This time by. It really is the final section of this event.
Only about 5 laps to go here at Road America. Ethan Stanley, the chasing car, to Michael Cormetis, your leader. As you can see, Cormetis just gets a good run out of turn 1, and then he gets to carry that speed down the straightaway. Then Ethan Stanley gets back close in the braking, and then Cormetis just gets a good exit.
Right, but that very good exit for that Ford machine. He's really managing that clear air well. 5 concurrent viewers watching as the racing is getting more and more intense. 7 likes on the stream. If you do enjoy the racing, be sure to like and subscribe. Your support is dearly appreciated on this channel. Look at how close these two are.
Yeah, that is fantastic. I mean, Ethan Stanley, the chasing car, he's within a shot. I don't think he's out of this race just yet. He most definitely has a shot to go for the win here tonight. But it'll all just be up to when he gets to the DRS. Is he close enough to actually make a move this time? So go through the long right-hander. We will be going to the DRS section soon as we go to the DRS board about... There you can see it there. We go through it now. Ethan Stanley now has DRS. Down this back straightaway, here we go. Car in front is Michael Cormetis as we see the rear wing open. But no, he does not make the pass. But now he's closer than he was last time. So can he size up a move going into the final sector? Or into the final corner, perhaps?
And looks like he's going to have to wait this time by going into the front stretch. Once more, not able to pick up
this saves it, but oh no.
Gets onto the grass, dips a wheel over the curb, gets it loose, almost in the wall, but a fantastic save for Ethan Stanley. Now, as I said, it was going to be a good finish. It's going to be a good finish in the mid pack, as your leader is the 4 of Michael Cormetis. After a mistake by Ethan Stanley sent him second behind the leader.
Right about that. Now we have David Joyner in fourth. It looks like he might be able to get up to 2 positions if he plays his cards right. And I think this is not just an onboard battle. It's not 2 cars. It is now a 3-car fight for second position as Michael Cormenes leads far and away, just about over 5.5 seconds on the remainder of this pack.
Oh no, there goes.
Oh, mistake. As you can see, the fighting in the mid-pack is super intense, so Stanley doesn't keep up. He will fall back, and he likely will not get those positions back. So it's critical of Stanley to build a gap and try and chase down Cormenes once again. That will be a bit of a blow to his self-esteem during the race, but it's still not over yet, Stanley. You can go get him.
Absolutely, and look at that. It looks like Thurston and Joyner making more mistakes than he is, as he's still keeping these 2 drivers at bay. They're fighting for third awfully hard. And now it's up to 91 to chase that 4 machine down. He still has just enough time to maybe make something happen.
Yes, a fantastic event here as Joyner looks for the move, doesn't make it, sits behind Thurston. Thurston goes really wide, dips a wheel
Thurston
on the
is
grass.
somehow 2 seconds behind Stanley now in 1 lap.
So Stanley barely managing to hold on to that second place. You can see the tire marks there of when he went off just a lap ago. The 4-car of Michael Cormenes still your leader. Joyner gets a big run on Thurston, looks to the outside, switches to the inside, nearly into the pit wall, dives it down on the brakes, and he gets the position.
Now it's right on board with
Very
Thurston.
good
Look
move
at
there.
his DRS open because his DRS is going to be enabled. Look at it.
Very good machine further than... Very good move there for the 28 machine. That's going to put him back in the game, fighting for a podium spot as Stanley is taking time off of Cormenes' lead, but only just about 3/10 so far.
Yeah, I don't think Thurston could have kept his position. You can see he blinks out there. He is starting to put up a fight against Joyner now, but I think Joyner's got the position
Stanley's
style.
slowing?
And Ethan Stanley goes slow.
Well, I think Stanley has a mechanical failure. I'm joking.
What's this all about? Why is Ethan Stanley going this slow?
We are not
Maybe
aware of the reason why yet, but wow, he loses a position. Joyner up to second. This is going to be really good for his championship chances.
Now,
maybe he's trying to give some competition, you know? Maybe. I mean, I can't blame him. He might be quite bored.
I'm not too sure, and as a matter of fact, as I go to look at the league points standings, as you can see the race going on, just on your screen there for the viewers at home, take a look at the points.
Absolutely, and it's a 3-car battle for second as Michael Cormenes leads by over 8 seconds now. He is absolutely dominating this race, and he's going to put on a clink that's going to get him more and more points in his own championship bed. It is really close to a grand slam, but unfortunately he did not lead every lap in this event. How about that, though? A really good performance for someone who does not compete full-time in this series.
Yeah, it's strange how Ethan Stanley did that, as he's currently only about, I'd say, what's the difference? Only about, I'd say, about 13 points, I do believe. 2 wins to James Thurston's 3. James Thurston is your F1 points leader. I'm not sure why Stanley would have done that, unless that was a mistake and not Quantum Esports team orders to let David Joyner by. But Ethan Stanley will be behind his teammate. Now, there could be some team game strategies going on, as the championship leader is behind the second place in the points. I believe Joyner will go out in front as he may be faster, and then could be Austria 2002 team orders. And as we'll see on the back straightaway, will they make the move? Ethan Stanley,
and look at that side by side. And Ethan Stanley not able to make something of it so far, as Michael Cormenes coming around to lap 24 this time by, and so is the remainder of the field just a little later than he does.
Yeah, so apparently no Quantum Esports team orders. Joyner still fighting back for that position he holds over the team owner Ethan Stanley, but Stanley gets a run, looks to the outside. I don't believe, he won't make the move. Still sticks behind his teammate David Joyner, but he does get a fantastic run out of turn 1. You can see that gap close. I wonder what's going to happen in these last few laps.
And it looks like Stanley's going to make a move on. That's going to be Joyner, and that's going to be second on lap 24 out of 25 with 2 to go.
Absolutely. It looks like Stanley's a car lane clear now, and it looks like he's going for it. That is for second. Ethan Stanley back up. This is for the championship battle from second on back as Cormetis is pretty far behind, but he is putting a great show in right now.
He's pretty far in front, you mean.
Pretty far behind in points, actually, just about 100. Last I had checked, last race in the Red Bull Ring, as Cormetis is behind in points, but ahead in this event. Big time lead of just over 9 seconds.
Yes, you are correct about that. Your current points leader, James Thurston, is behind 2 people behind him in the point standings, so not a good showing for Thurston. 4th is still going, fantastic for points, but when you're dealing with this tight of a championship, this is not good for his championship hopes.
Absolutely fading back more and more while these 2 Quantum Esports guys are going to go at it again. Last lap for Michael Cormetis. And I think the focus is on him. He's put on a great race today as this battle for second is going to heat up. We got to forget not about the driver who's really been dominating this race, and we got to focus that on him. Only a few turns to go. It looks like the battle for second is cooling down just a bit.
Well.
All eyes on that number 4 machine leading the way.
Yeah, and there you go. You just see Cormetis still out in front, holds the lead. I believe he's got this race wrapped up. If he doesn't make a mistake in the final sector here at Road America, I believe he's got this race wrapped up. The last ending to this race, the final lap, you can see that 4 car going through the final sector on your trap map there in the top right of your screen.
In Speedville.
There it goes.
Bridge.
Under the Speedville Bridge, right you are, through the long right-hander. Similar to Turkey Turn 8, for those of you F1 viewers at home. And as he heads to the DRS zone on the backstretch, there's no car in front of him. He will not have DRS. But at this point, he doesn't need DRS. Heading into the final few corners is that 4 machine of Michael Cormetis. Fantastic race for him. It's been amazing. Now, as he comes up to the final corner, leading these last few laps, and a great strategy call. I knew he always had the pace, and as a matter of fact, great on the restarts. Now, he will restart his championship hopes, and Michael Cormetis will get his win at Road America.
How about that from pole to victory lane?
Oh,
the
there
number
goes
4
Thurston.
machine.
We have a wreck in the back.
Man, direct in the back, we stay green with the checkered flag being out, and that's going to be the end of the race.
Right about that, a great race for Michael Cormetis from pole to victory lane. A great showing from the young driver who is really pushing himself through the ranks of the IORA League. And wow, what a dominating performance. He took the pole by 7/10 of a second. No matter what, that's a very impressive feat. And with the drivers we have here, it is especially so. And he really controlled this event from start to finish.
Yeah, it's a fantastic effort by Michael Cormetis, and I had a feeling throughout the race that there was always one person that was going to have an overbearing pace advantage, and it just turned out to be Cormetis. Your winner here tonight at Road America. Fantastic race for everybody, except for James Thurston, 4th. Everybody in front of him was behind him in the point standings. Naturally, that will be because he is the points leader, but still not a good race for James Thurston, I believe.
Absolutely not good for him. James Thurston came into this race the leader. He's the all-times wins leader in this series. This is going to be Michael Cormetis' 2nd win on the season, so it's going to put him tight into contention for this championship battle. Going to leapfrog the drivers in 6th and 5th and put him up into the top 5, where all of the point leaders are at. And James Thurston, Ethan Stanley, Alex Anderson, David Joyner all had tumultuous races. Very turbulent race results for those drivers leading the way. So Michael Cormetis coming out with a clear finish. Great for him. He's coming down to the front straightaway to burn it down as he should in the race results on your screen there. Michael Cormetis wins over Ethan Stanley in 2nd position, and then David Joyner in 3rd in the Quantum Esports machine. And Ethan Stanley 2nd again in the Stanco entry. Then it's going to be James Thurston in 4th position, the last of the finishers. Then Dudes Castro Neves 9 laps down. He was not 5 down. He was not able to make it to the finish, the first of the retirees. Then it's going to be Alex Anderson, who was 16 laps down. And the final driver in this event, Chase Schaefer, 19 laps down, not able to make it to the finish himself. And that's the conclusion to this event. How about that as Michael Cormenis burns it down. Very narrow front straightaway here, but he is still doing what he should to celebrate a very, very impressive victory from the young
Well
driver.
deserved, too.
Right about that.
Yeah, fantastic win for Michael Cormetis. Was absolutely dominant in the last stage of this race, and burns it down on the line like it should be done. Yeah, fantastic race from himself. And as he gets rolling, does a long burnout. As you can see there, burning it down. But yes, a fantastic race from Michael Cormetis. So we will start doing driver interviews now. And as we bring in your race winner, Michael Cormenis, fantastic race from you in that final stage. How'd you get it done?
I mean, I had a pretty good battle with Stanley. It's unfortunate that he spun and that took him out of contention. But yeah, we would have had a good battle brewing there. But I'm super happy. I feel like I had the dominating car today, and hopefully we can go back to back next week.
Right, you are back to back. Next week is Coda. Do you feel you're strong there?
Yeah, in the Formula One cars, I feel like I can get it done. This field is a bunch of talented drivers, but I'll definitely have some competition next week.
Right, you are. Thank you for your time in the booth. Your race winner, Michael Cormenis. Dragging back in there. Now, second placed on the leaderboard, I believe. Ethan Stanley, second place. Chaotic final few laps there with a good battle with Cormenis. Explain what happened.
I was sitting behind Cormetis trying to make a move, and classic F1. His dirty air was starting to really affect the car. Really pour down my front tires, and when I went off the first time, that was pretty much the end of that because my tires were already so gone I couldn't catch back up to him, and I just had to fight off Joyner at the end there, keep my spot.
Yeah, we were considering that it might have been Quantum Esports team orders, but it didn't look like it in the end.
Definitely not team orders, considering I'm the team owner.
Yeah, I would have figured that the team owner and the current second place person in points would not like their teammate passing them.
No,
especially when you're that close in the championship.
There's no team orders there. I just got past him on the DRS straight.
Yeah.
I mean, I always love having a good battle with Joyner. Kind of rare that we usually get to have one, so nice to go wheel to wheel with him on a road course.
Yeah, you had a fantastic battle with him and a fantastic battle with Michael Cormenis. Started second, finished second. That's going to really help your average finish.
Yeah, it should help me in the points. I don't know how much I'll be gaining on Thurston, but it definitely should give me a few to catch up.
Speaking of that, I will check the points right now.
Looks like at the moment they have not updated. We will see when they do. But next week we're going to Coda. You think you have a good shot there?
Oh, I love Coda.
So we're going to have another Cormenis and Stanley fight, it looks like.
Yeah, we definitely should. I'm definitely more suited to Coda than I am Road America. I prefer those really technical, high downforce kind of tracks.
Right, you are. Well, there's your second place man, ladies and gentlemen, Ethan Stanley. We appreciate you in the booth, and we'll move you back in there. And I believe we're bringing our third place driver in. David Joyner, you join us in the IRA broadcasting booth. Third place, fantastic battle there with your team owner, Ethan Stanley. How do you rate the finish?
Kind of wish we had something for Mikey up front, but the three-way battle for second was a fun one at the end.
Right, you are your team owner, the current second place person in points. I do not believe iRacing has updated them. No, they have not. But we'll see here soon the updated point standings. But no team orders, it seems like, for you guys. You guys are just racing hard for the podium spots?
I was defending pretty good, but once he got a second away, I was just like, let him have it. So, because I'm out of points, so if he passes me, then I will probably won't race him for the position. So.
Right,
so
you
be
are
saving your stuff up for next season. Now, next week we're going to Circuit of Americas. How do you think you'll do there?
I'll be getting ready for going to Kansas City for my Halo team, so I will not be racing Kodo or even next week. So
Good luck for Quantum.
yeah,
Mhm.
vote for Quantum.
Shout out to Quantum Esports
Joiner
there.
for President 2024. I'm joking, but yeah. Good luck in Kansas City, by the way.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
With
I
that,
don't know why- I
concluding
don't know
our
why I said
podium
President
interviews,
Trump,
number
but
28
yeah.
machine of David Joyner. And that is going to end our podium interviews. Now, iRacing has still
Podium
not
Esports.
updated the IORA League results, and we're waiting on that to occur. And it looks like it hasn't. It still says that James Thurston leads over Ethan Stanley and Alex Anderson, but I have a feeling that might not be the case after tonight's events.
Yeah, the points have not updated as of yet. I believe I'll check again if they have. I do not believe so. No, they have not. iRacing will take a moment to update the point standings as
It
they
looks
are
like
the
now
exact
they
same.
have updated. It's just that
Oh.
Michael Cormetis has 2 wins, but that's the only thing that changed. As it says, James Thurston leads with 389 points over Ethan Stanley with 373. And I'm not sure if this is the updated points, but it is the updated win list. And now it says that Ethan Stanley is led by James Thurston, 429 to 416, then third in points. It's Alex Anderson with 389 and David Joyner fourth with 386. Then Michael Cormetis is at 291 points, and Alexander Balderas with 273, Scott Ledbetter with 249, Landon Gentry with 213, Daniel Mosteller with 207, and Jackson Carr with 198. That's the conclusion of your top 10 in the IORA Formula One Series, and a lot of winners up front. You were the highest in points. Throttle actually, who doesn't have a win in this event. How about that? In this series, actually.
Man, fantastic. I feel good about that.
That is great to hear. And we're going to be wrapping up this event. And we thank all the viewers who stopped by tonight on this Thursday night. A lot of eventful action in racing as the Indianapolis 500 begins its testing. And then our Night in America is testing itself for tomorrow's event, the Geico 500.
Hell yeah.
Ran by IEK Player. So we thank all the viewers who stopped by, and we hope to see you again on our next broadcast, which is going to be tomorrow with the Talladega IORA Cup Series event. Going to be a pretty fun event, 65 laps of action from the longest track on the NASCAR schedule. It's going to be a Thursday night to remember. So we thank all the viewers who stopped by, and we hope we see you again whenever we go live on the Fireball Talks NASCAR
Tomorrow.
Broadcasting Network. Slow Broadcasting Network as well. FTN Live. Brought to you by us. We appreciate the fans as much as possible. And we hope to see you once more. Thank you for your time.
All right, do I have to go to?
Yeah, you can do it.
All right, season 3 next season. All the fans watching, get ready. We got big prize money. A lot of drivers going to be ready for it. So hopefully see some of you guys in there. So can't wait this summer.
Absolutely. David Jordan going to be helping us out next season for the IORA Cup Series and Formula One Series as well. A pretty late announcement, but we hope the viewers appreciate it. And we thank you for your time. And now we are really concluding this broadcast.
I'll be broadcasting some of the races too, and
What?
pace car driving. I'll be broadcasting some of the races too, and
you'll be
driving the pace car since I am sponsoring. That's why the prize money's there. So
yeah.
Well, that is great to hear. We thank you for this announcement, and we thank the viewers for their time.
All right, goodbye.